All right, welcome to Dale Kramer's Custom Cars. This is part 2 of 2 of making a bigger clutch pedal for my bigger feet. So you can see I got this all welded together really nice. And, painted it last night on the last one. Then I made this rubber pad, screw it up and put a hole here, but I can't because where it mounts to the lever on the car is right here, so that ain't gonna work. So anyway, so I got an extra hole in there. Perfect. It's called rough cut for a reason, So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mount the rubber to the, if I can get this washer off, that'd be cool. Oh well, wants to stay on there. Well, that's strange. Okay, so let's get this right. Putting the bolts through that 3/8 thick rubber, that was a bear and a half to do. But we got it done, though. Okay. Now let's throw all of our lock washers back on. And let's start throwing our nuts or our nuts. But anyway, I'm nuts. But let's see. Should do it. Spin them on as far as we can by hand. I had to do this because the clutch pedal was about ready to fall off. And then my big feet were saying, it's like trying to push on a Lego block. If you ever got a Lego block underneath your foot in the house, that hurts. So anyway, that's what it was like for my big wide feet. So I had to do something. I had to make it wider, and I had to fix it before it would break off. So I made this. Okay, so there it is. A nice beautiful hole here that I can't use. I was going to put a bolt there, but my foot pressure will be over here anyway, so that won't be, And let's see. Okay, well, that's crazy. Anyway, let's go take this to the car and put it on. My back is still sore, so yesterday I was moving trailers around, car trailers, get it all ready. Get my brother's 34 up here, and I did too much work. I injured my back, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and then I had to put up with it for about a week and a half, and I didn't do nothing. And so now I did all this yesterday, all this work, and now I got it back again, so unfortunately I got to finish this all. And so yeah, I'm a one-man band, and sometimes I could use a helping hand, and everybody's running in different directions. It's kind of hard to find something, you know. But anyway, I always get her done, you know, at the expense of like my back right now. But we'll do okay. I'll figure out a way. But anyway, I'm a survivor, man. I'm a survivor. I survive a lot of shit. So, but yeah, and I'd like to get subscribers for my channel, and that ain't working too well. For the ones that subscribe, I thank you, and I appreciate it. No matter who you are, what faith you are, what political faith you are, I still try to love everybody. I mean, but let's get this done. You know, let's drill this together here, you know, and see what we got here. All right. So let's install this thing, huh? Okay. Yeah, it ain't gonna look the same as the other pedal, but you know what? Yeah, it's perfectly fine with me. Whatever works. Let's see. I don't line all this stuff up here. Let's see. Suppose I got the camera sitting on. I have to move the camera. I have it sitting on nuts and bolts. Okay. Let's start this program. I think what we should do is switch these two around. Let's switch those two around. Okay. Then I'm wondering. I don't know what to say here. Little washer on it right there, maybe. And a washer right there, maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's one. That's two. Okay. Yeah, that should work. But that one is hard to put in. So you can call me like a handicap, you know, because I gotta make things that fit my body that work with my body. You know what I mean? It's not to offend anybody. It's just gotta be done that way, I guess. I have no choice. Okay. So suddenly the hole for that one disappeared. I see. Okay. Okay, what it looks like to me is I wonder if I should try moving the camera here. Yep, and that's underneath the camera. Yep. Okay, just like I thought. Okay. And there's that. Okay. All the bolts are in. I just gotta tighten it all up. So lovely, I got a hole in there. I should just check once now. That's, oh no, I probably couldn't have put it on yet because it's, there's one. Okay, let's go for number 2 here if we can. It's 2. And we got number 3. As you can see, I put one way up on the arm here too. God, you don't want this thing just going the heck on you in traffic, you know? Especially if you're on it down the track and at your quickest time. Okay, so there it is. Now, next thing I was gonna check. Yeah, see, it does hit those wires. Dang it. What am I gonna do here? It just barely hits them, you know? It's if you bury the pedal. It just barely touches them. But after a while, that can mean trouble. Oh, okay. So what do I do? What do I do? Anyway, I should show you how big my feet are on those pedals. If there's a way. Okay, so we're done with the pedal. So that's what it looks like anyway. So you can see how wider it is, you know, because before when I put my foot on the pedal, I was stepping on the brake on the same time. Now over here is another story too, you know, I got problems over here with the gas pedal and the brake pedal. It's really close. I think I can survive that out barely, you know. I just, you know, it's like I'm Shaq. I got big feet, you know. And so anyway, you know. But yeah, so that should work out good now. So at least I hope anyway. But I wonder if there's a way I could show you guys. Here, hang on. I'm going to put this stuff away here quick. It'll just take me a second. I'm not stepping all over my nice clean stuff that I sit on here. My back needs a break now again. After tying up those trailers and stuff yesterday, doing the twist, you know, with those trailer jacks and lifting the trailers up and Oh, I was hard on my back yesterday. Just putting some stuff away, so don't mind me. Okay. Now, how could I show you this? I'm gonna have to move the camera. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this, but let's see. Trying to show this best way I can here. But you can see, is your seat back all the way? Okay, now it is. Okay, first of all, you can see how big my feet are. And then, I mean, look at how, it's hard to tell here on the camera. When I take up the whole pedal there, with my wide foot that covers the whole pedal, you know. So, I needed to widen that out so, you know, I could drive this thing. So, it's just, if I could, I'd take off my shoe and compare it. But the length of it, you know, from here to there. So when you set this heel here on the floor, the height of it is huge, you know. And then the width of it covers the whole pedal, you know. But when you might catch yourself doing this when you're shifting your vehicle, your foot isn't totally on that pedal. It might be on like maybe 3/4 of it, or half of it, or quarter of it in some cases. And on my foot, you know, I'm like maybe half, maybe 5/8 of it. So when I had that little pedal, and that little pedal was wide as this one. So you can see it only went up to like here somewhere. Now I added all this onto it, my bigger foot. And then I bolted it. Yeah, I could have welded this pedal to that, you know, but I bolted it because so it can be taken off and replaced or whatever, you know, if I'm dead and gone and somebody else wants the car and that pedals, they want to put it back to like that. I saved the pedal too, the flat piece. So I got that with the Duster parts, so it could be changed back. All you have to do is unbolt this one, fill in the holes, the drill holes, and just weld the pedal back on there, and it would look factory again, and it would function the same. So yeah, so like I say, I got to build this car for me. I'm damn near 7 foot tall. The weight I can lose, which I'm trying. Some days I win, some days I lose, you know, and all that stuff. So now, if you watch the pedal there, when I put my foot on it, look at that. My foot is so big it takes up that whole pedal like that. Chances are I'll be like this shifting it. So you can imagine what I went through before. My heel is, you know, touching it now and stuff like that. You know, I got scars. This leg was caught between, I was back in a boat in the water, and I got out, and my foot was between the door and the dock, and the truck rolled back, and it got caught between there, so I got scars here. But anyway, it seems to work well now, you know. So, wish I had the door open, but so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this even for now. This is good enough. I'm looking for. I made my own shifter there, and because this leg, see, this leg is in the way. See how I got to build the car, you know. So anyway, but yeah, it shifts nice. Nice short throws on the shifter. Super. I think it might be a quick ratio or whatever you call the thing. So yeah, but oh, I could have zoomed in on my. Well, here. I wonder if I can show you that in a zoomed in type of thing. Or is that going to be too cold? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, there you go. There, let's do what we did. So if I put my foot on there, look at that. It covers that whole thing up. Look at how big that foot is. Covers up that whole pedal. Like I say, now you can see what I was dealing with here. Look how big my finger is. It's big as a pedal. No. But anyway, no, you can clearly see that. I don't want my foot to slide off that. And it did. It actually slid off of it. And it jammed the clutch out, and then it killed the car, you know. Could you imagine if we'd roll ahead in traffic and you rear end the guy, you know? You rear end somebody. So, like I say, I'm handicapped just in a different way, you know. And that's no knock against anybody that's handicapped. Trust me, I got handicapped friends. That's no knock against anybody. I feel bad for everybody, but I don't hurt people. I just wish things were a little different, but anyway, so there it is. But you can see I put a bolt up here too. And I welded this bracket onto this pedal. Came down like that. Just a little bit of an insurance policy, and then a bolt here and a bolt here behind it. And it goes through. So I don't think she'll go anywhere. At least I hope she don't. I put nylocks on it. Nylock locking nuts. So yeah. It just looks dumb though right now. It looks like it needs a bolt right here. I can't put one there. At least I don't think I can. Nope. Definitely cannot. Nope. That ain't gonna work. So what it is what it is. I can't change it. And I can't reverse the bolt, and then I got the bolt sticking into my foot, so that don't make sense either. So okay. Well, there it is. Still working on gotta get all kinds of stuff here yet. So we gotta get carpeting, we gotta get checker panels, we gotta get A-pillar panels, we gotta get a dash cap for this. What else? I got the door panels, but they got the carpeting on the bottom. So yeah, this is a 364 barrel, 4-speed, had every damn option. It used to have, you know, a moonroof in it, or whatever you call it, or sunroof, the factory one with the crank here. I had to take that out. That's what destroyed the car. That thing leaked and it wrecked all the floors. I put all brand new floors in here. Yeah. So I think if this thing restored would have been really cool. And it was that factory, like bluish, greenish or whatever, kind of. I bet this car was beautiful when it rolled off the showroom floor. But now it's got a Hemi with a 4-speed in it, and Dana, and so all new aftermarket gauges, new column. This is one of those street rod tilt columns I bought, and then I put the ignition switch there on the dash. You can see it right there. So I put it there. Then I put a street rod wiring harness in here, wired it all up. I used the factory windshield wiper switches. It's a 3-speed wiper system. Headlight switch, everything. one of those factory like AM and FM replacement radios in there, and then I got an amplifier over here for the big boom booms. But the air conditioning restored this is all on separate playlists. If you want to see it, just go onto my channel and then click on go into my channel, click on playlist, and look for the Duster build. And then you'll see it, and then you can watch me put all this together. There's some complaining in there, a couple swear words in there. I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to swear. Once in a while it slips. You know how it is. So, but everything's in there. It runs really good. I was kept unhooking the battery, and then my computer's under the dash. I don't know if I can show it to you. Right there's my computer. You see my street rod fuse block. I mounted it there. So the only thing I got to do is I got to rewire the horn relay. For some reason, the horn relay, you plug the horn in and it just keeps going, whoa. So I had to unplug the horns. So, but I should actually unplug the relay, shouldn't I? There's a relay stuck on. Never thought of that. Well, actually, I don't know if the relay's stuck on because, yeah. But I got everything wired up right. It's just evidently I don't know. And then that thing that you see hanging right there where my finger is, that's my antenna from my GPS speedometer, you know. So, if anybody would want to steal a car, then, you know. So anyway, otherwise than that, I guess that's it for now. We're coming up to the point where we're going to start putting carpeting in here, a windshield, all the interior work. Then we'll take it for a ride, and I'll take you guys along. And the headliner, that turned out, I'd give myself a B on it. I got a wrinkle up here. I don't know what I'll do with. I don't know if a guy could slit that and then try to. I don't know. I have not messed with it. And I just put this bow up here. I didn't need it, but I put this bow up here, and then I screwed it to. It's aluminum one, and I put a screw here, and I bowed it, and I put a screw over there. Obviously can't go through the roof with them, but so it's just something, if I'm ever driving it and the headliner decides, because it's 150,000 degrees and it wants to fall down, that'll hold it. And then on the back side here, my hand in front of it, I got the roll bar, holding it there. I mean, it's all glued up and it's holding by itself, but you know how it is through time. Just kind of think about it. So if you're 50 miles from home and the headliner decides it's going to come down, it's got the sun visor mounts here that hold this up, and the mirror mount, and it turned out okay. I mean, I wouldn't give myself like I say, this whole car is a rough cut. If I could afford to take it to every professional in the world, it'd be a professional job, wouldn't it? I know what I'm doing, but obviously I don't have $1 million shop, and I don't have $1 million to work with. So I could buy the best stuff, and then it probably would turn out to be really good. I can shut this off, I guess. I know how. There we go. So, and then I put an LED light under the dash. It turned out really good. Let's see. Let's do this. Oh. Put that there like that. Then I'll push the door switch in. And you can see it. That's what I did there. And then up here too, I got to make a LED deal for that. I just got them wires come through the headliner in the center, and then I just got the LED lights kind of tucked up between the roll bar and the headliner. So, anyway, definitely lights up the interior nicely. What else can I talk about quick? Yeah, I got the dashes all obviously put together. Oops, we don't need this on no more again. Let's put that up there so I know where it's at. That's the cleanest windshield you ever look through. No, I gotta get a windshield yet. I got the seal, the new seal. Just buying in little pieces, little bites at a time. It's like throwing a pickaxe at a piece of rock. You just keep chipping and chipping and chipping. And yeah, I got that's all in and done. And yeah. I think I gotta clean my lens from my camera here. It looks like it's grown up. But yeah, so there's that. And so we're set up for AC on the inside and interior. I put everything back together. I restored it all. And then I got where everything goes through the pipes, the in and out, for Freon pipes or whatever you want to call them. I got them blocked off with caps. And then the air compressor wire, I got that rolled up. You've probably seen it under here. I got that rolled up by the fuse box down here on a roll and zip tied up. That's a compressor wire that has to go out to that low switch. And then from the low switch, then it goes out to the compressor on the motor. When the low switch shuts it off or turns it on, So that's ready to go. I put all the knobs in. I need a knob, by the way. I'm missing one. I could swear I had both of them, but must have dropped it somewhere. But anyway, so I need them, and I should take some Q-tip and some model silver and paint all that silver. But that can all be done when I do the interior work. I made seat extenders for the seat I'm on. I raised the seat up. I don't know, what did I do? I raised it up 3/4 of an inch, and I brought it back 2 inches so I fit in there. So my belly, I got room here. And then once I get rid of this, which I go up and down, by the way, I'll go up one week and go down the next, and slowly I'm losing it. But yeah. In the horn, like I say, I got to figure out what's going on there. I know this is wired up, right? And then the harness clicked right into that. And the horn wire went out to the horns. Native polarity is different. No, but then I got to run a hot wire to the horns. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, that don't make sense. It has to be at the relay. Maybe the relay shot even. Maybe the relay stuck. You never know. I never tried that, I guess. But anyway, enough mumbling, jumbling, I guess. So I got the glass in, so, but the glass, the seals are so hard that I played with this window and the other one. The other one was maybe 45 minutes. This one was like 4 days. I mean, I played with it, tried to get that glass to, all the adjustments it's got, and I believe it has to sit out in the sun with the windows up and just has to kind of relieve itself. I could take a heat gun maybe, warm these up a little bit. Maybe that would help. I don't know. But I tried the adjustments down here. You had the stop adjustments here, but you got adjustments here, and then where it attaches to the window, sometimes I'll put shims in there to tip the window in or out or whatever. So I did all that. That's on another video. Putting them in. The Hemi. Does this thing have a Hemi in it? I wonder if it's got a Hemi. So, but yeah, when you let that clutch out, I drove it in and out. I drove around the mailbox. It made it around the mailbox anyway, with no front end alignment. But boy, you could just feel it. Just if you step it down, she'll just break them tires. It was so easy. You can just feel the power. My intake is working fine, and let's get out of here. So, like you say, see this now? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know. I really just don't. Oh, I don't have to open up the car to take these off. Well, I got just a new window seal just sitting there, and the locking strips over there, and you know, just got to get a windshield. I got the locking strip right there. Yeah, I'm getting close to driving her. I can't put the rear seat in until I get some panels. That's ready to go in. That's my jacket. But anyway, this is a floor. That's a tire in the rim. Anyway, that's a blinker light that's just sitting in there. I gotta get new ones of these. I'll get new ones. So, but it all has to be painted, and yeah. But I want to start the body work on it very soon. But what we're gonna do is, here, hang on. I want to put this on a charger.